Hi, it's Joy with Enjoy It Healthy, and I'm going to do a little something different today. This is not necessarily a review, and it's not a paid endorsement, but there is this book that I wanted to share with you and really encourage anyone that is interested in gut health and all the effects that it has on your body. This book is amazing. It's called Fiber Fueled, and it's a gastroenterologist that wrote it. His name is Dr. Bolsewitz. They call him Dr. B. But anyway, it's just he's a really good writer, and I just wanted to show two of the recipes that are in this book. Actually, there's a whole 4-week program in here, etc., etc. He just has a really good way of explaining how important your gut health is and how it affects everything else in your general health. Two of the recipes in this book are just my absolute favorites, and I try to have them on hand all the time so that they're easy to grab and they can be my go-tos because they're super healthy. One is, it's a broth, and you can use this broth. I actually sip this broth as a snack, or sometimes it also is a good hydrator, but I do this broth every week, and then I use it to sip on. I also use it in recipes, as a soup base, or if you're making a sauce or whatever. But it's really easy. I kind of enhanced it a little bit. You can see the original recipe, of course, in his book. I strongly encourage you to get this book. But anyway, it's really simple. You throw the ingredients in your slow cooker, top it off with water, and let it go for like 6 hours. You could do it overnight. I did this one this morning, and it's ready to go. So one way I like to enjoy this broth, you can see it's really hot right now, it's bubbling away here in my slow cooker, is, and this is in the book, but I'm using white miso paste. It's a fermented soybean paste, and I just like to take the paper off. I just like to take a little bit with a whisk. It's about a teaspoon right there. And pour the broth over. This is a pretty big batch of broth. I'm just going to whisk that up and then add more broth. But like I said, I enhanced this broth from his original recipe, and I added fresh turmeric root and fresh ginger. And I tell you, this is so comforting. I used to make bone broth, chicken bone broth all the time, and I loved it. But since I stopped eating meat, I found this alternative in this book. I was so excited, and the first time I made it, I just loved it. So I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like a nice chicken broth. So I'm gonna sip on that. It's a great thing. I love to have it in the afternoon, like in between lunch and dinner when you're kind of feeling hungry. And okay, so the second recipe is Muhummara Dip. And it's a Syrian, I guess it's a traditional Syrian dip is when I looked it up. And it's basically made from roasted red peppers. Now in the book, he suggests to roast the peppers and goes through that. I just took a 16-ounce jar of already roasted peppers. Now they're in water, not in oil. And you just plop that in your food processor, along with a cup of raw walnuts. I love walnuts. Okay, make sure that's in there. we're going to use a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. This is lemon infused olive oil. I'm just going to eyeball this. Also going to put in balsamic. Just put like a couple. Oh, I'm out. That was about a 1/4 cup, which is what the recipe called for. Okay, so the change that I make is I put in a little bit of Calabrian chili peppers. I love these Calabrian chili peppers. They're spicy, so be careful. I put in about a tablespoon of that. And then a couple pinches of salt to your taste. And we need some lemon. So I'm making it really lemony by using the lemon infused oil. So I'm just taking half of a lemon. These came from my neighbor, so sweet. And getting that in there. And then you pulse it just to your desired consistency. Where's the time? I like it a bit chunky, so I'm going to leave it like this. Now he adds cumin, which I am not a fan of cumin, and my husband can't stand it, and so I leave that out completely. Let's see, and it just makes the perfect dip for anything. I like to serve this with some really nice dipping vegetables like cucumber, radish. This makes the perfect dipping spoon. It's so great. It's amazing on sourdough toast. Here is my sourdough. Here. Make your own sourdough with my ancient grain flour. And so this is just 2 of the recipes of, like, I think there's 65 recipes in this book. I love this book. I'm going to include some links below that you can check him out. There are podcasts about him that he's being interviewed, and just he's a wealth of information. So anyway, this is a New York Times bestseller, and I think it's amazing. So just wanted to share that with you. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.